welcome to Build a Brand with Kristen, where we build the brands like sandwiches. I'm trying to find a tagline. I've been working on the tagline. I've been working on the tagline. That's what I got. Like sandwiches. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is Kristen with Build a Brand. And we are here at his 92.3 ATL. If you can't watch live, you can always download the app in your Google or Apple Play Store. Y'all, today is a good day. I'm super excited. It's so many reasons why I'm excited today.
It's your birthday.
It's my
It's your
birthday.
birthday. It's your birthday. Get some quarters.
It's my 25th, 33rd birthday.
Oh, I was gonna say 25 where? I seen your kids. You was what, 12 having kids? That's my aunt.
It's my 25th, 33rd birthday. That means I'm 33 looking 25. Hey.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't
You
nothing
know,
wrong with that.
I had to pull out the big chain today.
Titties is tittying.
Yes.
Hey, what I say, if you put me on your show, you gonna get what you gonna get. You should have known better. You better tell them folks who I am.
Oh my God, yes, y'all. We are here with the Hood Unicorn. Please watch her show every day from 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. I'm trying to get some direction.
Oh God. That is so funny. Yeah, hey, how y'all doing out there in Build a Brand land? I am Sunshine Reigns, aka Griselda Blanca, aka You Need a Motivator, aka the Party Starter. And I have a show right here on his 92.3. I start the day off at 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Yeah, we obviously, I'm speaking something into existence. We're going back to doggone 7, 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, we're not gonna talk on that one. We're not gonna put that in the air no time soon. But yeah, so I'm on every morning from 7 to 10, and I'm just trying to keep you motivated, happy, moving into your greatness, and talking about some things. And I'm a nut.
I love her show. Yes. And y'all, again, don't forget to follow and download his 92.3 ATL. Y'all, now we also got to talk about something fabulous that's happening.
Yep.
Next Saturday, it's a family affair. At Cascade Pop-Up Shop next Saturday, March 12th from 11 to 5. We're going to have the Hits 92.3 family out there in the parking lot.
I'm
selling merchandise, networking. We also have some artists that's coming out to perform, to get their music heard and network with the station. We got over 25 adult vendors coming. It's about to be lit. We got a live DJ.
Wait. I want to say something. If I find any of y'all walking around here skipping out on the kids and acting like you ain't gonna pay the kids, I Bobby Boucher folks. I'm telling you right now, let a little kid say they didn't pay me. They said they paid me, but the Cash App didn't go through.
Yes.
My little 5'2" ass is security. I wish
we gonna treat the babies right. We're not playing. So y'all, it's gonna be fun. Y'all gonna see 10 look like 10 City out there. Yeah. So
you in that plaza right there across from the Checkers.
Yes, the Beauty Exchange hair store.
That's right down the street from my house.
Yes, that's where we at every Saturday. Yes, please.
Yeah, they got a nice look. The dollar store, the Dollar Tree right there. That's a nice dollar.
It is.
To be in the hood. Like that's how
Mhm.
nice dollar
It is,
is.
because it's right.
Yeah,
It changed.
It is.
And then it's right there by the Popeyes
Yeah.
and a Kroger. So we take up the bigger part of the parking lot. Yes. So I'm super excited, y'all. I can't wait to have everyone there to network. It's gonna be great. People been calling left and right to secure their tickets and their spots, and I'm gonna be out there with my lashes.
Yes, lashes. I had to snatch my lashes off today.
No, mine's falling off in the corner. I didn't secure the glue. Yeah.
That irritated me. I had to let it go. I ain't that good.
And you know, with it being my 25th, 33rd birthday,
I'm done.
if anybody want to cash out me for my birthday,
Run it. What's that cash out?
Build the brand 923. No dots. Came. Build the brand 923, just like Build the Bear, but build the brand. So you know, go ahead.
$1.
Get that. Yeah, put them dollars in.
I got $1.
$2 because you know you gotta put like $1.75 cash app charge.
Y'all ignorant.
Y'all can use my number if you can't find it, 678-531-975. For Zell, that's wild. It's on all major We Take Money platforms. Yes.
Hey, we too old to start with $1. I start with a 20.
Oh
You
yeah.
let folks know, you let folks know the expectations.
Yes. Y'all, if y'all want to help the Kristen Foundation for her birthday, you can start with just $1 a day. You can support Kristen. Oh my God, y'all are funny.
No, you funny.
Y'all, we got some great topics today. First off, according to the internet, everyone is still talking about did Tory Lanez shoot Meg the Stallion, and I'm wondering, are we the people tired of talking about it? Are we tired of seeing it and being tagged in it?
What I say, if you tell 3 people, if you tell more than 3 people, you want attention, not conference.
Well, see this. Okay, first off, let's just go a little bit back. I thought it was weird when the story first aired because she got shot in the foot, right? And he's like 4'3", somewhere around the leprechaunish side. You know, yes, he's leprechaun level. So as big as Megan is, I'm just wondering how did that whole thing go? And then I don't even think that it's possible he could be the shooter because how did his hand would have to reach over the stick shift. Right? Right. Right. Okay, so it matched. The angles match. Okay.
First of all, I can tell you exactly how. You want to turn this camera this way? I can tell you exactly how Meg the Stallion got shot in the foot by Tory Lanez.
Okay, I can't wait. Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Tory got mad. He pulled that gun. He said, "Hey, man, leave me alone, messing with me." And she said, "What you gonna do?" He said, he got her on one of them fall down. Everybody, I don't know why y'all think everybody got good, strong aim. Some of us, Tory is small.
Yeah, he is.
That's how he has some recoil. Yeah, you know. Hey,
But that's perfect aim. That means she would have had to let him pull the gun out and just shoot without fighting. the vehicle. Stories.
I'm telling you right now, this is why me and my husband together. Because I could not be single with y'all sensitive men right now. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna make you mad. He'd have been talking junk to me, and I'd been like, "It sounds like you got a whole lot on your mind."
We got a comment from Tennille say, "Don't do Tory." He did. And how did that go?
First of all, ain't you married to a barber? Go tell your husband to fix Tory's lineup and stop. It need to start starting a little bit lower and take some of that forehead away.
Oh no, not the forehead.
Tory Lanez head looked like he got a cul-de-sac pin.
Oh my God.
It's cul-de-sac construction on his forehead.
Anybody who makes a whole album about their innocence, I believe you. He made a whole album about how innocent he is. I believe him.
I really just want Meg to do a song where she used that part from Harlem Nights, where she be like, "Oh, so you want to shoot niggas in the feet?" Like I want her to use just that part, so everybody can be like, "She."
Now I have a question because this is sitting in my head. Okay, why did her friend get if Tory's so guilty, she's so innocent? How come her friend got a cease and desist? A gag thingy. What you call it? Yeah.
Because court is court.
So that she can't tell.
Court is court. And when it comes down to it, I don't need you messing up and saying something that's going to mess me up in court. Shut up. Shut up.
But wouldn't that be guilty? Would prove some type of guilt? Because that's her friend.
George Zimmerman was guilty and got off.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? People can be guilty, and it's not about your guilt or innocence. It's how much did you pay the lawyer.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
So now I'm in a position where I'm about to lose my best friend, my resource. I'm messing with this dude over here. So maybe not sure what she's gonna do because they apparently had a relationship.
Both of them, he did.
She's gonna do those girls go where
Yeah. Yes. And wait, let's not forget that her friend also made a song. Yes, she did. How did y'all not hear it?
Because that's not what we do. That's not what we do. We on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? And we don't pay attention to this whole sloppy stuff. That's why we don't talk about Kanye. We don't talk about Kanye. No. We don't talk about Kanye.
And then now they saying that the ballistics show that he didn't fire the weapon at all. Inconclusive. Conclusive. That's true. That's true.
Wait a minute.
So I don't know.
I just thought of the worst stuff in the world. Please don't cancel me for this. What if Kim Kardashian becomes Tory Lanez lawyer?
Oh, yes, it did. It did because she said he was flirting with Kylie. Yes.
And get him off.
Yes. What if Kylie shot her? Oh. Yeah, now we got a whole nother conspiracy going on right now. Peachy tea time. Peachy tea time, we gonna call you. Okay, so now that it's just all over with, because now her boyfriend, what's his face? I don't know his name. I only know him.
Wait, who?
I thought he was a rapper. Right, because I only know him from that one song, because girl, you don't need a man for nothing. I only know him as that song. Was that something else? No, I'm saying, did he have anything else
Oh,
after
no.
that? Okay. I, yeah, okay. There we go. That's what it is. Okay, that's what he. Cause I forgot. If it's not for that song, I wouldn't know. And I didn't even know his name. I know the song. So if people say party, that's first thing I think about is the song with Cardi B, and then that's it. Oh, we now need to research.
I know when
Okay.
to be quiet. You shut up when you don't know nothing
But
about
now
the conversation. Just shut
him
up.
and Tory Lanez has been going back and forward all over the internet. They together? No, I'm saying. Didn't she take all his pictures down? Is he jumping
Just because
in
she
the ring
toxic
so
don't mean just
deep?
because she toxic don't mean they ain't together.
Right.
First of all,
Okay, because I'm
because
trying.
I know a Pisces in my life right now who will live in the house with you and still block you. Okay?
Okay, because I
Swear
okay,
to God.
this
And hopefully she laughing right now talking about, and I will.
So, like, this is my question. Is they together or is he just jumping in the fight so that they can be back together? Yeah. That is. Coming to her defense.
So what we gonna
When
do
nobody asks.
what we gonna do is we gonna come back to this conversation.
Okay.
Because y'all having too much fun.
It's
And,
okay.
I think the right music for this one seems like since it's your birthday, everybody needs to send in some.
Yeah. Welcome back to Build a Brand with Kristen, where we building brands like sandwiches. It's on the stick. Right here at his 92.3 Atlanta, the real definition of internet radio. Make sure to go and follow and download his 92.3 ATL. Y'all don't forget to go over to Eventbrite and then get your tickets for Cascade Pop-Up Shop. Y'all, it's my birthday today, so I'm feeling good. I'm cutting up in here with Hood Unicorn. Yeah.
You cut up on your own. I told you right now, you mess around and go into labor
Oh
in this
my
bad boy, and I can't get it. I'm telling you, I'm the one that's like, what's the number to 911?
Oh, not 9/11. If y'all want to support a sister for her birthday, just $1 a minute can, make everything in my life change. And that's Cash App at BuildABrand 923. Or you can use my number 678-531-9752. We're on all platforms that accept cash, debit cards, MasterCards, Visas, PayPal, checks, all that stuff. Okay. Well, we were talking before we went on break. We were talking about Tory Lanez and the Meg Thee Stallion situation. First off, I don't even know how that was going on that night because he's like a leprechaun and that was just. So, but we were talking about did Tory Lanez shoot Meg Thee Stallion, and we came to the conclusion that don't nobody know, nobody knows, and I think to answer the question of we the people try to talk about it. So, if anybody have any comments, they want to come on air and call in and talk about, we are accepting calls on our hotline at 404-254-4347. If you have any birthday wishes, need my Cash App tag again, or if you want to call in about topic of the day. Also, don't forget to follow Hood Unicorn every morning from 7 to 10 on the Hits 92.3 platform, as well as Instagram and Facebook, y'all. She's showing really great support with me today, and it feels so good. So
I love to make you feel good.
Thank you, girl. Y'all, I also got a new announcement to make.
What?
Something new is coming.
What's coming?
Something new is happening. We're gonna have a new segment on my show next week.
I like new segments. New segments are always fun.
It's called the V Team Investigates.
That sounds scandalous.
It's gonna be called the V Team Investigates. And what that means is scammers and pop-up shoppers at a all-time rise right now, like crime. And you vendors, if you have, hold on, because you know what, I wrote down a speech. And I want to make sure that I get my speech out because I was ready for this. I've been working on this all night. So I got to get my speech together. Okay. So starting next week, we are going to have the B Team investigate. Are you a vendor that was scammed out of your money? Do you think that is your story not being shared properly? Other pop-up shop groups, admins deleting your post and others are not seeing it in time? No worries. The B Team Investigates is here for you. Social media is a great place. I'm doing my commercial. Social media is a great place to go find vendor events. But what happens when you sign up for a scam and didn't know it? With groups, your story can only go so far. But here at Build the Brand on Hits 92.3 Atlanta, we care. Tell us your story with proof to spread awareness. You can be unknown and you can even call in. And I will air your story with the host long as it's proof. We would even reach out to that host to get their side of the story so that they can defend themselves. they also can be anonymous. So all you have to do is give the B team a call at 678-531-9752 and let us tell your story. Bam! I love it! The B team I went to Starbucks this morning again, and I had 4 shots of espresso. So excuse me, I was feeling good. I was feeling it today. Then when I go to my doctor later, they're gonna be wanting to take my blood, and it's gonna be coffee. It's gonna be iced coffee. Why your blood brown? It looks like coffee. Yeah. Whew. We have a comment from Tanil. She said, "Girl, you was a mess. Love it. Thank you, Tanil. If don't forget that if y'all have any questions about topic of the day, or you want to call in and say anything right here on Build the Brand with Kristen, at his 92.3, give us a call at 44254-4347. I would love to hear the phone lines ring at any given moment. So, coming now. Okay, so we talked about Tory Lanez, Meg the Stallion. I think we can all agree that we tired of it. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of the shade room talking about it, and I am tired of Google putting it up every 5 minutes. Nobody cares no more. That didn't even happen this year. I think that happened 3 years ago before my test was positive for a baby. So I think it's best that we just go ahead and just move on. Okay, I'm tired. Did anybody know that one guy, Snooty Wild, died over on Saturday? What's the name? What that song is he sang? All I got is yayo. Every time she hit the block, she be on go on a ayo. Did anybody know he died? Because we so busy talking about Meg the Stallion and Tory Lanez with the side story that nobody covered the fact that this man actually was shot down on Saturday. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We can play on commercial. But I'm just saying, I only seen one post about him passing away on Saturday from gunshot wounds. But here we are. Somebody done lost their life. He had like 10 kids. Could have possibly had a Grammy somewhere. And here we are talking about Tory Lanez and Meg the Stallion because their popularity is higher than him, but he still was a somebody. You know, some of us still play their music with the windows down, but the heat blowing because it's cold. So some of us was riding around to his music. So, I just felt like that was just more important. But all I kept seeing over the weekend is this story and that nobody cares about. Okay, so are we the people tied up and can we vote? Yes. Okay. Now we do have a new topic. We got popping topic number 2 going on. What would you do if your ex moved across the street from you? Directly across the street. In an apartment, they move right across the hallway. In the house, they move right direct. Like y'all can look at each other checking the mailbox. What would you do? Because Kanye West moved across the street. He brought the house across the street from Kim Kardashian. And I guess that's to see his kids more. So I get it. But how weird. I have to do extra stuff if my ex moved across the street. I have to show that I'm extremely happy. Like, I don't know. I would have to do something like be extra loud, like when my man's walking to the car. Like, bye, honey. Make sure they see my hand waving, like, oh, she's really happy over there. Like, I don't know, sit outside and drink lemonade to make it seem like everything is sunshine valley. You gotta be extra if your ex move across the street. And then you're gonna have time you standing in the window trying to see what they doing. I don't know. That sounds some fear our neighbor stuff. Like y'all gonna be competing. Then the man's gonna be competing. Then people male gonna come up missing. I don't. I mean, I feel like it would be a lot.
So I didn't have a spouse or a boyfriend or ex move next door to me. My mom moved next door to me.
Ooh.
Like when I first moved out of my mom's house and got my very first apartment and stuff, my mom actually moved into the apartment complex that I was in. She left her house. She still had her house in DeKalb County.
Yeah.
Out in Stone. Were we in Stone? I think we were in Stone. Anyways, it don't matter. My mom still, yeah, it don't matter. Crazy is as crazy does. So she moved in right next door, like right. If this is my apartment, the adjacent apartment building, so that she could see my car coming in and out.
Ooh.
Like she chose that particular spot on purpose. And as a child, I thought she was plumb nuts. Now, as an adult and having a girl child, I completely understand it.
Yeah.
I completely understand. Now, Kanye, I can't. I'm not even gonna try to justify that. But a parent, I've had somebody stalk me. I've been stalked.
I can believe it. But it was like, what you mean stalking? When you
My
say,
mama was
oh, your
stalking
mama,
me.
you.
That
I
was
would
some
feel
stalkerish
weird.
stuff.
Yeah, it was, and I would feel weird if my mom moved in like across the street or in the same apartment as me because it's like I can't. I feel like I'm being watched like a child.
You can't do bald headed hoe shit.
Yeah, you can't do bald head hoe shit. You can't. You're gonna be like my mama watching me, or she gonna be in the window with her house coat on,
You
just
can't let
standing there.
nobody leave in the middle of the night.
No.
Pull up in the middle of the night.
No, you can't leave at the middle of the night.
Where you going?
Yeah. Or she just come over any time of the day and just knock on the door.
No, I'm not letting it.
That would be me. I'm that mom. If my kids was to move and like in a house next door to me, I'm that mom. Or in the same subdivision, like I have to go knock on your door. I have to see if your room is clean. I'm still going to check your dishes, make sure you're in the dishwasher. I want to know if you in the house for bedtime at 9 o'clock. I don't know. I'm too overprotective. That's probably why my kids want to move out of state. My daughter Angel wants to move to California. And I'm like, that's just too far for me to just drive up and pull up.
Yeah.
Who's going to cook your dinner?
I think that's on purpose. I think that was intentional.
Really? I just want to know, like, who's going to cook her dinner?
Some dude.
See, that's the problem, right? No, she ain't going to California.
I love it. I love your accent.
Thank you. Yo, hit the phone line. 404-254-4347. Hello. We are taking calls at Hits 92.3 ATL. So I just wouldn't know what to do. I just feel like it would be a lot going on. If your ex moved across the street, like I would have to buy a little swimming pool and just sit in it with some shades on. Like every time, I just have to just make it seem like I'm just living my best life. Even if it means going beyond and beyond. I don't know. Is that too much? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It could just be me. Or someone moves too far. I don't know. I'm just okay, for instance, like my grandfather, he lives in Marietta, Wisconsin. And I always go to his house to check on him. And then if I can't make it, he don't answer the phone. Like I call 911 to so 911 have this thing. It's called welfare check. And if you can't check on somebody yourself, you send the police to check. So like when it's after 11 or 10 o'clock and he don't answer the phone, I call 911 and I'll ask him to do a welfare check because I need to know if he okay. And I would do the same with my children.
Your granddaddy don't smoke weed, do he?
It's possible that he does.
You better stop calling the police on your granddad.
I mean, do you love me or not? I do, but I tell him call me after 10 o'clock. You don't call me after 10, and I know I'm not gonna get out the bed. I know the police is patrolling the street. They gotta be nearby. And yes, he has asked me to stop doing that, but it's just the fact that if you don't answer the phone, I need to know you okay. It's like me and you, Sunshine, when we talk every night or every other day, and I don't hear from you past 10 o'clock, and I can't get out the bed, I'm going to send the police to your house to do a welfare check because I'm that friend. Any time of the day. Hey, 911, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't hear from my friend. Can you go check? What? Isn't that what friends supposed to do?
Don't you send police to my house. We is not friends if you send the popos to my crib. I swear to God. I'd rather you bang on my door.
Oh my God. I am not that. I have to just check to make sure you okay. I just gotta know. I just gotta know. But yeah, I'm excited. What I'm not excited about is my finance company for my car. Bridgecrest. Not talking to you. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to trade my car in the Carvana because this what had happened, right? So I was trying to trade my car in to Carvana. And that's why I got my car. But then they're gonna tell me I'm upside down in my car. I say upside down how when I'm sitting upright. How? How? I should be able, if I had this car for 3 years, I should be able to finance my car without like no problem. So they tell me I'm upside down in my car, and I just feel like that's some foolishness. Because first off, what's the APR? First off, if I'm paying $350 a month, that needs to go to what I finance, not an APR. I don't even know what that stands for. So I feel like when they say a certain amount is going to your APR and the rest is going to your car note, I need somebody to explain to me how does that work. Because when I pay my light bill, my money goes towards the light bill. So I need them to explain to me why do we have an APR? Why have I been having my car for 3 years and I only owe 10,000? And why is my APR 21%? Because I don't even know what that means. I haven't had my car since I was 21.
Annual percentage rate is APR, and you have to pay your annual percentage rate. You pay that before you pay your principal balance. So if you have a payment and your payment is $300 and your principal is like 200 of it is going to go to the principal and 100 of it is going to go to the APR. Is going to go to the percentage. That's like that's what you're paying the finance company for, allowing you not to have to pay everything up at one point. But they raise the percentage rate depending on your credit and your likeliness of paying it back on time. If they feel as though you are a liability, then they're going to charge you more to take out, meaning your APR is higher. And sometimes it can be predatory type lending. So maybe you might want to have somebody come on the show to talk about purchasing cars and stuff like that, and what you can do. Because as soon as you said your APR, I was like, good God.
Well, I wonder if they have anything to do with me wrecking my PT Cruiser. Which, by the way, I love my PT Cruiser. Okay, first of all, let me tell you what happened. Because what had happened was it wasn't my fault. Okay,
it never is.
Never. So never. Okay, so what happened was, boom, I was leaving Publix, right? I was leaving Publix, right? And I had my PC Cruiser. Like, you can't tell me nothing in my PC Cruiser. I'm just gonna like, my PC Cruiser was like a Benz to me. Like, we had the sunroof, the little hatchback. You know what I'm saying? I had my little auxiliary cord. It was everything to me. So here I am. I'm just driving, cruising the streets. Boom, it started raining. So I'm like, no, I'm saying it's raining. I gotta put my sunroof up. So I I'm approaching the square, and then this guy in front of me, like the light was red, and he had an F-150. And I had my little egg. Like, first off, that's not cool. So he had an F-150, and he goes, the light turns yellow. So I'm thinking we both about to go on the light, but he slammed on his brakes at the yellow light. So boom, I hit his tailpipe. He gets out the car and grab his walker. So I'm like, oh my God, I start crying because I'm like, oh my God, I hit a senior. It's raining. He's getting out the car. So I first thing I think to do is like offer him my sub sandwich that I just got from Publix because I went into a panic. I'm like, oh my God, I hit him. He could have been going to get something to eat. I'm like, he's an older man. Okay. He was like, no, I don't want that. He gave me a hug. So I'm like, because mind you, I'm crying. I'm crying because I just hit somebody from the back. I'm on my husband's insurance, which is I have to explain to him how this happened. So I'm like, oh my God, okay. So I'm like, offer me something that was just taking on. So then I was like, this when you start playing fault. So I was like, so you didn't see that yellow light? So you know what I'm saying? So this is what all drivers at fault do. You gotta pass the blame real quick. So you didn't see that yellow light? And he was like, well, I saw it, but I couldn't decide if I wanted to go through it. So I called my insurance company at that moment because they say all lines is recorded. So while we waiting for customer service, I was like, can you repeat that again? Because I know the lines are being recorded. I need you to just before just say that right there. So he repeats that when the police came. Mind you, my car all smoky. He got an F-150, so he all right. His tailpipe hanging just a little bit. None of my airbags deployed first off. And then he was like, so the police come, right? So the police step up, and then he was like, he gave me a ticket. And I'm like, why am I getting a ticket when this man clearly is at fault? And he told the police, hey, I didn't go, what he said, he was like, I couldn't decide if I wanted to go through the light or not. They took into account he was a senior. Because he pulled out that walker. He pulled out the walker. That's the only reason why I got that ticket, because it was clearly I was not at fault. I was not. He gonna give me a ticket for driving too close. Driving too close. Well, how close can you be if I hit this man tailpipe? So I just wanted to explain that story. That first off, if I'm in an accident, it's not my fault. And I wish I stopped getting tickets for accidents that ain't my fault. Okay, I backed into somebody while I was at Carter. I got a ticket for that too. I got a ticket for passing a bus, a school bus. Why was the school bus there? It was why the hands wasn't out. Was the hands out? If the hands not out flashing like this with the hand things, you supposed to be able to pass that bus. I don't know. I'm just saying the tickets I get is not my fault, and I wish they stopped putting them on my driver's license. And then I actually went to jail one time for a ticket. So let me tell y'all this story, right? So this is what happened, okay? Because I've never been arrested before. I got a ticket for apparently speed. I remember his name was Officer Berry. This was 10 years ago. That's how I know I'm innocent, because I remember his name. And I should have wrote a whole album like Tory did about him. But I'm going to let it pass. So he said I was speeding. I was not speeding. Then he asked me for my license and registration. Then he to my insurance card. Now my phone, I didn't have my insurance card, and my phone died, so I couldn't show him the insurance card on my thing, right? On my phone. So I'm like, shouldn't it be in your computer? So he said I was being smart. And then he told my vehicle. So now I'm standing in the rain waiting on my mama to come pick me up from Windy Hill Road. So I get my car back because I show proof that I did have insurance. Now, while we in the courtroom, the judge asked me if there's anything I want to ask the officer that pulled me over. So I was like, well, Officer Berry, if I was speeding, how come I was able to pull over? It's a good question, huh? Yes, it was. That's a good question. If I was speeding, How was you able to pull me over? That means that I wouldn't have been able to stop when I saw you waving to pull over. See, I'm too smart for my own good. So, what? That's a good question.
Did you still get the ticket?
Yes.
Did they still make you pay for it?
Well, see, that's what I'm getting to. So, this is also how I met my spouse as well.
When God opened the door for Kristen, he hold it. God opened doors for everybody else, and we gotta catch it. But when God opened the door for Kristen, he hold it and wait for her to do the Obama run back to the door.
Okay, so we in the courtroom, right? And so I asked Officer Berry what I asked him. How were you able to pull me over if I wasn't speeding? So the judge said something like, remember, I'm not an attorney, but what I'm saying, so I asked him, well, then how come I have the privilege to ask him questions? Why would you tell me to ask the question if I can't ask the question? So then he tells the prosecutor to hand him my driving record.
She done messed up.
So I'm standing now, and his now we're gonna call this Judge Judge Pickles. So Judge Pickles was like, he was being a deal. So Judge Officer Pickles was like, I see here a year ago you got a ticket for running a stop sign. And I said, well, sir, first off, it wasn't my fault that I ran the stop sign. I didn't see the stop sign. It's the difference between running it and not seeing it. It's a difference. So, but I told him, I said, look, I paid the ticket for that. So that shouldn't even be in the question. I paid the ticket. So he was like, well, some child could have been walking across the street, or he said little Timmy ball could have went in the street and you could have hit him. And a residential stop sign? I stop it. Timmy. Then my question would be, why was Timmy in the street? And why was his mama while he was running the street? There's so many questions behind that story. So I'm like, well, sir, I already paid for the ticket, and that shouldn't be the question. So he gonna ask me if I got the $350 to pay for my ticket today. I say, well, that's why I'm here because I don't have it, and I need Officer Berry to explain why I got a ticket in the first place. Because if I hadn't felt like I should have paid it, I would have paid it. So he tells me that I'm going to jail till my ticket get paid, and then you believe they put handcuffs on me, and I was crying. Now, I know it seems like I cry a lot when I tell my story, but I was crying. And I'm like, why would you do, why? Like my kids in daycare, they kept out the clothes in the next 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? So, my baby's like 2 and 3, in my all over the place. So they locked me up in the holding cell. That's right, the Smyrna Police Department. They locked a single mother up. Can you believe it? And I told them I was a single mother. They didn't even care. They didn't even care. So look, here go God. The prosecutor came over to the holding cell when I was being processed. And he was like, if you got $100, I'll pay the rest of the ticket for you. Like, truth tea. So I was like, I'm trying to swipe my Cash App card. I'm trying to swipe every card I know is about to decline in hopes that it would approve. But, of course, they all declined. So I was even telling him, like, I get paid in 2 weeks. I give you 100. You know what? He wasn't trying to hear it. So he walked off, and I had to go back into the holding cell. And then I'm calling every person I know in my phone to help me out with $100 to get out of jail, to get my not one guy whose number was in my phone had tried to help me, except for one. His number was saved as the Army guy. Because we had just like met maybe a week or so prior to, and mind you, this was like 10 years ago. So I was like, I called him and I'm telling him my story, and he just was like, I can't hear you. So I was like, okay, like this is okay. I'm about to go to jail. My children going in the system, all over a ticket. So I finally, after while I'm in the holding cell, this lady gonna ask me to show her my boob stuff. And I knew at that moment I had been in there too long. She told me to pop my boobs out. Ma'am, I don't do that. I don't do that type of stuff. So she was like, "Oh, you're gonna make a good cookie for me when we get to the other side." That's what she said to me. A cookie. A cookie. Oh, ma'am. No, ma'am. This is not Orange is the New Black, and I'm not about to be in one. So I was happy when the lady came. She was like, "You're being processed out." So I'm thinking in my mind that maybe the judge actually had got some sense and had let me out, but it was he was there. He actually called back and they told him what I was in jail for, and he paid the whole ticket off just in time for me to have 15 minutes left to go get my kids. And the lady was like, when I got out, she was like, he sat here the whole time while you was by the 2 hours you was being processed. And she was like, if I was you, I'd never leave his side. And it's been 9 years later. Thank you. So sometimes it
Like
takes.
that's actually a real that's really beautiful though.
Thank you.
Because it's a lot. He could have really that sit with me. I'm gonna tell you why that sit with me, right? Because I went to jail and I was with somebody for 10 years. Do you know my father had to come all the way from? I got arrested on Thursday. By Friday, my father came all the way down from Cleveland, Ohio, to get me out of jail, and I lived with my boyfriend. My dad was like, he might be a good dude, but he ain't good for you. I was broken up and moved out within 30 days.
At that time, I had a friend that I was seeing occasionally who actually was a police officer.
Shut the front door.
Sure was. But I was seeing occasionally that was a police officer and did not, because I was like nothing, I guess. I don't know. But I was like, it made me see things in a different light. So I was like, wow, like out of all my friends and all these guys I think is into me or like me, and that wasn't so meaning, but it was just like, wow. Sometimes it takes situations happening for you to realize who's for you and who against you. And that very one person that you think is not is actually are. We count out the little people. Because I didn't even have his number saved in my phone as a person. It was saved as the army guy because he was in his military clothes when we met. So his name was the army guy. So that's how fresh it was when we met when I was working. So it was like, dang, everybody who named I had couldn't do nothing for me. It was call your mama. I ain't got it. I can't do nothing. That's not in my area. I don't know what you want me to get the children. Yeah, I got the children. I'll bring them to you if you like. So I think that had changed.
Now I bring the kids to the jail.
So that made me change like my whole aspect on life and just how I move, how I do and move things differently when it comes to friendships and personal, and personal life things because that was crazy by itself. It was a sad situation. But it's okay though. Because y'all know I bounced back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. I am not high, I promise you. Because my doctor could be listening, like, check her when she get here. Um, I have something else I need to bring to life. I'm glad I don't have no guests today because I'm just popping my stuff today. Um, Walmart. Oh, you know what? I know what else I want to talk about. I'm actually trying to put it in right now. Um, Walmart tried to fight me. I want to talk about it. Now, I want it to be known that I am self-entitled real one. And so I am definitely not going to say anything that isn't true or can't be proven. But I I just want to talk about what happened to me at Walmart because I feel like it's my birthday and I'm popping all my stuff today, and as I should, and I am. Okay, I'm just gonna remove my bumper sticker that say eyelashes in case anybody knows what I'm talking about. So let me tell y'all what Walmart did, which is why tomorrow's topic is: do you get the same service when you dressed up versus dressed down? We gotta talk about that tomorrow because something happened to me at the Waffle House, and that brings up topic of the day for yesterday. But today's topic is Walmart tried to fight me. They did. Now, did I mean like punch and pull my hair? No. They tried to fight me emotionally. So I decided one morning, I think this was Saturday. Was that Saturday that just yeah. So I'm like, okay. I decided that night that I'm gonna go to Walmart. And I had dressed down. I just took off my makeup and stuff after we did the event. So I had like on my snow boots, and I know what you're thinking is hot. That's all right. It was all like a fine at the moment. So I had on my snow boots, my little cat pajama pants, my cat pajama shirt, and my cat jacket because I love cats. So, and I had no bra on because sometimes you have to let them girls hang. But I had a jacket, but I had a jacket on with a sweater, and I had a scarf on. It was a lot going on that I just did. And I didn't have my wig on. So I had tied my hair up in like the little shirt to the little toppy thingy. And so I'm telling my kids, I'm like, and I had my fanny pack on because I don't really wear my purses like that. When I wear my fanny pack because it sit high up and it's easy for me to grab what I need. So I have like my EBT card, my debit card, my Emerald card, stuff like that in my fanny pack that I need. So we're going to Walmart. Instantly when I walked through the door, all of a sudden they what you call them, loss prevention guy. He was bald. And I know y'all probably wondering what store I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say which store. I'm just gonna say on Barry Parkway and East Barry Parkway and Powder Springs. Okay. So yeah, but I'm not gonna say what store. Just it was a store right there. That sits on that corner. Known as Wally World. So I'm like, okay, I get out there. I see that the loss prevention guy comes out, right? He's bald. And so you can't miss him. He's like a bald white guy. So we're walking and going down the aisles. My daughter grabs the basket because they got their little, allowance they want to spend. So I'm like, okay. We goes maybe down where the dishes at, and you can see that guy like pretending like he's looking at dishes. So I'm like, okay, 'cause I used to work at Walmart a long time ago, so I do know what loss prevention when you see them. So I'm like, okay, so we start going. I'm like, come on, y'all, I need to check something out. So we start walking towards where electronics is. I see the guy again by electronics. So I'm like, okay. I said, well, we just gonna go on. Now at this point, I'm talking loudly because I need him to know that I know that I see him. So I'm like, all right, y'all. Well, let's go down the gang aisle and see what's over there because it ain't like I don't know loss prevention following us. And mind you, my kids didn't have no bags, like purses. They only had like their money in their little pockets or whatever. So we walking down and then I guess when he heard me, he left. And so a black guy came with Drake, like a young dude. He came next. And he was like, okay, he he walked in front of us to make it seem like he was walking ahead of us. And he's talking to the cashiers or whatever over there by the electronics department. So I'm like, okay, well, my kids got what they wanted. So now we about to go check out. So all of a sudden he stands like, where you in the checkout line? Um, he tells the customers like he put his hands out and he tell them like, don't, nobody use the checkout machine. So I'm like, okay. So the lady with the cashier, and I'm burning on the inside because I know for a fact I'm about to cut up. Hands about to start clapping. I'm about to start getting loud. I'm about to start just, I don't know, doing things with my hands. I don't know. So I'm like, okay. So the cashier comes up, and my daughter, she had cashed out first. And then I cashed out after her because, like I said, she had already had her money. So the cashier comes up, and she was like, I need to check your daughter's bag. So my daughter was like, well, I have a receipt right here for everything that I got. She was like, no, I need to look in your bag. So I was like, no, you're not going to look in her bag because we already cashed out. She was like, but y'all did 2 separate transactions, and it's our policy to check every bag before you leave checkout. So I'm like, well, where does that say that at? Because there's no sign out here that say bag. I thought that's the door greeter's job to do that. So she starts checking the bags for me. Like, literally, my hand is on the bag. She starts trying to jack the bags away from me. So I'm like standing there jacking bags for her. And so I get upset. And I'm like, what, you want to go outside? Like, that's why are you doing this in front of my kids? They ain't gonna tell me they saw me on camera stealing stuff, stealing like chapstick and putting it in my fanny pack. And that they believe that my daughter was taking like some of the game cards that's at the electronics and was putting them in the bag. And my kids were so embarrassed. So embarrassed. And I may have said some ugly things in there. I said, while you at it, won't you check something else and see if something else in there? So, and I said that loudly because that is so rude to just come and accuse me of stealing because I wasn't dressed down. Now, on the flip side, I have been in there times where I've had my fanny pack and I've been put apart and I have had no issue. Which is why we need to talk about this topic tomorrow because we need to go in detail. I don't appreciate what Walmart did, and if I can afford an attorney, I will get one because that is abuse on a pregnant lady. That's a crime. People don't know that it is a crime to emotionally abuse a pregnant person. That's called pregnant abuse. I seen it on Love and Hip Hop when that lady was like, was on the stage and Lyrica was like on that big screen and they was like fussing at her and Ray J was like, I can't take all this pregnant abuse. And I was like, see right there, that's a crime. So Wally World, my lawyers may be calling soon when I get some money because it's tax season and I'm not going to use all my tax money for a lawyer, but I just won't shop there no more because I don't appreciate that. If I had a wig on, I wouldn't have been treated like that. So I think I should be owed an apology. Wait, let's talk about management. I go to the manager and I'm like, hey, your cashier over here just tried to jack my bags out of my hands. And she was like, what did you do wrong? That's that's because the Lord turned me into a Southern Belle. Because I used to be a savage in these streets. Okay. But then I found God and then I was saved. So it's all good. I'm happy though. I just wanted to put them on blast because I don't appreciate the service that I got from Walmart because Target would have never. Target would have never treated me with such utterly disrespect in regards to my feelings and my baby bump. I just want to say that. Well, we're gonna take a small break. Because I'm not done popping my stuff. I have a lot to say. Because we need to talk about Action 2 News and why is they still talking about me? Because I was on Action 2 News and I need to know when is they gonna take that story down because I'm tired of talking about it. So we're gonna talk about Action 2 News tonight. I thought my birthday would be a good day to air out all everything I need to get off my chest. All right, y'all. We is back with Build a Brand with Kristen right here at his 92.3 ATL, the real definition of internet radio. Make sure to follow and download at his 92.3 ATL. Guys, also, don't forget to get your ticket for Cascade Pop-Up Shop going down next Saturday. I'm super excited and can't wait. It's gonna be a whole vibe. And then let's not forget the fact that it is my 25th, 33rd birthday today. So please, if you have Cash App, $1 a minute can save a life. So make sure y'all hashtag hashtag build a brand at 92.3 on all major platforms. I do accept everything but checks. So we are back with the wonderful, the talented, the funny hood unicorn.
Showed it. Let me tell you something. I am so in engineer mode that I be having to remember you talking to me like, and I'm supposed to be listening like on air. And it's so funny because I'm like, wait a minute, she about to make me talk.
Yes.
That's not my job no more. I've been talking for 3 hours.
I like hearing you talk. I be watching your show while I'm putting on my makeup and I be laughing.
Really?
Yeah.
I appreciate that because I just really be out here just trying to spread a little bit of joy to folks.
You do.
That's all.
That's why I asked if you could, be my co-host for today because you always do.
Why? Thank you, baby. I really do.
And I'm just popping my stuff today. So
popping my collar, popping my collar.
Period. So I wanted to talk about something else while I'm popping my stuff. Now we talked about Walmart trying to physically, emotionally fight me. And I talked about me being in jail. I don't think that I'm soft now because I was in a holding cell. Okay, because I done fought fools way bigger than me. I just want that to be known because somebody, they like to try. And I do fight pregnant because I will push the baby to the side. Okay. So I wanted to talk about Action 2 News. Okay, because like I said earlier, everything I talk about is stuff that be so true. So before we get into that, I just want to say shout out to Glamorous Magazine for putting your girl on the front page of their magazine for this month's issue. Super excited, you know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all go get that. Making Kristen Williams making Black History. Hey, being my lashes. They coming out soon. A lot of people been asking about my my lashes in my inbox as well as calling me. So I like me too is still popping and trending and definitely will be back. Just give me a second. Okay, Action 2 News. Somebody brought this up yesterday. I don't really talk about it because I feel like it's kind of embarrassing. But somebody had Googled me. Well, I'm not saying somebody. The lady when she was trying to get like the story of me, she actually had Googled me, and my story came on about Action 2 News, and she was trying to get me to talk about it, but I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't feel like that was the appropriate somebody for magazine. But I'm just gonna put it out there for anybody else that feels the need to Google me and see that story pop up because it's on the internet. So this is what had happened. I was working at this job, and it was a telemarketing job selling security cameras to people. I done had a lot of jobs. I'm like Barbie. I done a lot of jobs, like, but okay. So I was working this job, doing telemarketing, right? And then I had went on lunch with a friend at that time, and I had Cash App her because I didn't have my debit card, but I had Cash App the wrong number. So I had Google Cash App. Now I was still new at Cash App, so I had Googled this number and it was called I Googled Cash App customer service line or whatever. So the number, a 1-800 number popped up. Mind you, thinking that it's a 1-800 number, I'm thinking that this is really Cash App. So I called the number, and this guy, he was like, "Yeah, my name is Andrew with Cash App. How can I help you?" So I'm telling him the situation. I'm like, I need to get my money back. So he was like, well, I need your phone number as well as your PIN, your Cash App PIN, in order for you to be able to receive your money back. So I was like, okay, not thinking, like I said, still being new to Cash App, I gave him my PIN. Then he was like, "Oh, that pin's not working. Do you know anybody that also have Cash App?" So I'm like, okay, at the time, it's my boyfriend. So I'm like, let me call my boyfriend. He has Cash App, and you could get his information. So I called him on three-way. I'm like, hey, really quickly, can you give them your Cash App information so that he can? Because the guy was like, I can't send the money to you because your cash pin not working. Can you call somebody who do have Cash App? I can send them the money. So I called him and I'm like, hey, can you give them the Cash App pin because they're gonna send you my refund? And he was like, well, I don't know. And I was like, well, it's okay because it's Cash App. The guy was like, yeah, this Andrew with customer service. So I'm like, okay. So he was like, okay. So he gave him the pin. So while we sitting there eating, because she was like, don't worry about it. I'll just pay for you for today. So I'm like, okay, thank you. While I'm on the phone with customer service, I noticed that my Cash App had blinked. It was like, it had went out and came back in. And I had maybe like, no cap, I probably had like about 700 from my lash sales or whatever. I was telling the people at work, true hustler. So the Cash App goes out, comes back in $0. So I'm on the phone and I'm like, hey Andrew, why my Cash App at $0? So he was like, oh, we're gonna fix it. Hold on while I call the other department. He hangs up the phone. So I call back. And he's like, there's another guy named Andrew as well. I'm like, hold on, this not the same Andrew I just talked to. He was like, no, this is the manager Andrew. So I was like, I said, well, sir, I know what's going on. I'm just trying to get my money back. So he was like, well, let me get you to somebody else. He hangs up. So by the time we get back to the job and I'm sitting back in my cubicle, I call again. And I'm like, hey, I'm crying at this time. And I'm like, hey, I just want my money back. He was like, I said, can I get the owner? Can I get a supervisor? He told me F me in that. And he didn't say the word F. He used the real word, the four-letter word. And again, I started crying. Like I said, okay, I was crying. I get it. So I'm like, okay. So my supervisor, she's like trying to help me figure out what's going on. And this is around the time Cash App scams were new when all this was going on. So then my boyfriend calls me. They withdrew over $1,500 off his credit card. Our rent money was in his Cash App. Gone. Gone. At that moment, I knew that if I went home, I was gonna die, possibly be on some type of murder mystery show. It took me forever. Like the work was closed, and I'm still sitting there with the late hour team, and I'm like, I'm telling him like I called back. I'm like, look, it's another Andrew. Apparently, all their names was Andrew, and I'm like, look, I need my money back, please. It's our rent money. It's our kids' money. Like this, we need it back. So again, they hung up the phone in my face. So it was at this moment, my supervisor told me she had found a couple of stories about Cash App scams and people being defrauded. And I saw one lady story was like she was homeless because they had took, she called Cash App customer service, and then they had withdrew her rent money off of her car, and she couldn't afford to pay her rent. And so I had called to file a police report. I have no idea who I'm filing a police report to, but I'm trying to do something before I get home. Okay, so I'm like trying to do something. He's like 6 foot, 6 feet. So I'm like, he's gonna like bounce me around like a basketball. I see so many things that's about to go wrong. And first, it might start with a choke. But I'm gonna try to do something to show that I tried to do something. So I called and I filed a police report. So the police was actually telling me, this is Cobb County Police Department, they're actually telling me that they have a long list of people that this is happening to. And to beware that Cash App do not have a customer service number at all. They only go through email. So I didn't know that. You know, the first thing you do is grab your phone, you go to Google when you want to get information. So I didn't know that. So by the time I got home, he was still sitting there, probably too shocked to talk to me. So Action 2 News called. And they're like, hey, Miss Williams, you're at the police department getting stories. And we got your report and we want to know if we could do a story on you. And I'm like, yes, because me, I'm always trying to spread awareness. So first off, I didn't like the wig choice because the glue was not secured properly. And I felt like somebody should have told me that before. He was so mad, so I guess he said he taking it. He told me not to mention him during my interview. So you better not look up that video. So the wig was not secured. It was very stiff like. My cat at the time that passed away, rest in peace to Remy. She was walking around the back. It was so much going on in this video. One of the wives from my bra had came out. So it was one big and the other like small. And the cameraman just kept zooming on me. Somebody made a meme that said what had happened was. And that's why when my kids was here last Thursday, they were like, well, you don't want to be a meme again. So that's what they were talking about. So that's why my kids, when we were here and they were on the station last time, they were talking about not wanting to be a meme again. So I'm sitting there and in the story air, they made me look and sound so broke and basic when it aired. They were in my house for about 2 to 3 hours shooting, and only to do a 15-second, 30 seconds of famous video is what they did. Somehow they chopped all that down to 30 seconds. And then the lady gets out the car and she makes it seem like I just looked at so pitiful. Like my nails wasn't polished. They zoomed in on that. They zoomed in on everything that had nothing to do with my story. And so now I realize the news channel is actually pretty messy. They do that stuff to people on purpose to make them look bad. They do. And because sometimes you think that when you see somebody on the news, you think like they purposely look like that on purpose, but they really don't. It really be the news channel. I said it.
Ma'am, don't you say that again. All right, let's start it back up again. You got evicted. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant to say. I know. And I know. That's why I'm not about to let you say this not a man of the time. Say evaporated again.
Then the newscaster lady, when she reported the story on the news, she was like 15. She was like, when somebody cashed out Kristen and her boyfriend of more than $1,500. And I'm like, why they gonna make it seem like I'm out here crying about? Then a girl, Oh my God. It was so many things I just didn't like about that video. But what happened was it resurfaced. Because when I was working in at a dealership, they was doing the background check or whatever, and my number was when I got the job, the guy he was saving my number in his phone, who was my manager at the time. And the number came on YouTube. Or it I don't know how it happened. I don't know if you put the number in Google or whatever, but you know how sometimes you'll put information in and it pops up. He puts my number in his phone. This is what he said he did. And then the story came up. And he watched it. So for the first 3 days of the job, I was the like laughing stock of the job. And everybody had jokes. Like, oh, how'd you cash app? Like, Kristen, it was like they were, yeah. So, anyways, that is how I ended up on Action 2. And I would like for them to take that story down because I didn't like the comments. I didn't like the comments. People were saying that I have to make a better wig choice. It was about everything but what the story was about. Why is my cat so fat? Why my sofas not lined up together? Why is the picture on my wall crooked? It was about everything but what the story was about. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I don't know. I've called them and I asked them 1,000 times to take the story down, but they not. Apparently it's still funny. But yes, that is what happened. So today I have just been popping my stuff to just get it all out. It's my birthday. And I just want to talk about some of the things that has happened in my life in the last 2 years. Well, this is my last birthday. And those were some of the things. And I just would like, if you do see that video, to just bypass it because that's not me. That was me. It's me, but it's not me. It was a bad day. It was raining outside. And the guy, I don't know what was wrong with his Zoom camera. And my cat was not fat. She was just sexy. She was sexy. Very, very. All the other cats in the neighborhood was jealous. So I am super excited. I can't wait to see what the rest of the day holds. I'm so happy to have to be on a platform where I can just come and freely speak and not talk about them things no more because now it's not a secret. I was on Action 2 News. Okay, it's something that happened. It's something I wish didn't happen because what I meant to spread awareness, I didn't mean for them to exploit me, but they and then they was showing my belly because I had on the jumper and my muffin. They had my muffin on camera, and I don't appreciate that at all. So I don't know, why they would take a 3 hour day. I mean, literally in there for 2 to 3 hours just to make a 15-minute video. Such time when we get off here, I'm gonna have to like literally show you what I'm talking about because I know the listeners they can't see the video. But it's a shame that they took a tragic situation that happened to me. And you know what Cash App told me? I wouldn't say something good came out of that. Because Cash App prior to me talking to the news people, they told me that they was not going to refund me my money because it was a at fault error. But then I called Action 2 News, and Kendra got his money back, all of it. But because I'm the one who made the call, I had only got $200 back of my money out of 5. So you know what? It's all right. It's all the Cash App. I'm still using their name under. Oh, then they had the audacity of them to block my account and tell me I can't use Cash App no more. So I had to create a new fake Cash App name with a new fake Cash App number, which is why I don't, So after several appeals, I'm now able to use my real number on Cash App. But for the longest, I was not able to. And isn't that's just like the police department? How when they locked me up over something that wasn't my fault? So as you can tell, I've been through a lot of things that was not my fault. Doing all these stories. So I think the system is just not working for me. So I am super excited about my birthday. I can't wait to see what's coming up. Y'all, I have a special guest tomorrow, y'all. We're gonna have Sham Lam here with paparazzi jewelry. And then we're gonna talk about, is there a difference when you go to a restaurant by yourself versus when you go with someone else? Is there a difference in service? Yes. WH treated me differently. Yes, yes, there is. And there is a difference when you're no when you come. I'm talking about like at a booth or a table. It's a difference. I do. I've been discriminated against, and we'll talk about that tomorrow because that's not my fault either. So we're gonna talk about a couple of people. We're not gonna put any restaurants out. We're not gonna talk about the Waffle House, and we're not gonna talk about Papados and none of them people. I'm not saying none of them people names. I'm just saying we're gonna yeah, we're just gonna talk about the service that happened that had me feeling like there's a difference when you go and IHOP. We gonna talk about a difference between these people when you go by yourself versus when you go with somebody else. I mean, when you go with somebody else or a group, is there a difference in customer service? Let's say that. Is there a difference in customer service? Yes. Okay. So before I go, make sure y'all follow and download his 92.3 ATL on Facebook, and Instagram. Please follow. Also download the app in the Google and Apple Play Store. Um, don't forget to get your tickets for Cascade Pop Up Shop for next Saturday. I already ordered my tent. So when you see that big pink 10 by 10 hot pink tent, that's mine. You can't miss it. I got me a hot pink tent. So I'm excited. My kids, they so cute. They wanted to sit by themselves. They want to be treated like vendors. So I got them their own little cute little blue tent to show. Yeah. Also, it's my 33rd birthday today. So don't forget to take out that cash app and cash tag hashtag build a brand. Not we done had several different topics that we talked about today. I just wanted y'all to just go down memory lane of some of the things that I have been through in my life and why I always say it ain't my fault. Make sure y'all again let me know if y'all have any questions. Be on the lookout for my new segment I'm adding because called the B Team Investigates. If you or anyone you know have been scammed in the pop-up shop industry or by events, please inbox me or give me a call at 678-531-9752. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna tell you how hot this about to be and how it's about to blow out the water. I mean, who's gonna check her? It's my birthday. So, um, just real quickly, I put this photo out, my advertisement out last night for the B Investigates. And some hosts been inboxing me. Make sure no one mentions my name. Make sure that nobody says I want to be left anonymous. And it's like, well, are you? A hit dog will holler. Are you out here? I'm only going by what I see in these groups. People putting your names out there in groups. I'm only telling them to call me. They could be anonymous, but a hit dog will holler. So apparently, it's making its way because it already got 72 shares. Oh yeah. So I can't wait to get these stories out. The B Team Investigates like Action 2 News. We is not playing. And by the way, I just wanted everybody to know that first off, legally you can only sue someone for slander if it is not facts. If it is something that is actually true, that is not considered slander. That's why I made sure I put in the post to show me proof that you was not scammed. That's why it's called the B team investigate. You're gonna investigate the story, bless you, before it comes out. So, anyways, make sure y'all catch Build a Brand with Kristen tomorrow, and we will be here next week while we get all our stories together because the inbox has already been flooding overnight. So I am super excited, and I can't wait to see what's going on. I'm ready to do some birthday stuff. I'm about to get super ratchet and do a lot of bald head stuff. We have a great show. Oh, you gotta push it to the side. Just push it to the side. I had such a good time with you today, Sunshine. We gotta do this more often. Yeah. Well, we're just, getting more comfortable in that space that we in. And, and I feel more freely to be able to say things and come out more with stuff and, tell stories. Like all my stories I told today is things that have happened over my lifetime. It could be more. But that is it for right now. We have another great show coming up. Um, I Am City is coming up next. Make sure y'all stay tuned for that. And Kristen BuildABrand will see y'all tomorrow morning. Thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful day.